Welcome back to the channel. I have a very special guest with me. I have Tate from Process Based Hunter.
Yep, that's correct.
And he is a professional elk guide. We'll just get into it. I want to know a little bit about you, and we've got some fun questions. Just best elk cartridges, best bullets, kind of the performance you've seen. Because let's be honest, guys, I'll be the first to admit I'm a very average Joe hunter, and I don't have a ton of experience out in the field.
I don't know. You
but Tate does.
two spikes for your buddies last year. That's
Sure.
pretty good. I don't know. That's not a small feat. So I would give yourself a little more credit.
Okay. But he's seen a lot more elk killed than I have. So that's why I have him here. So first off, Tate, how long have you been elk guiding?
Almost a decade at this point. I've guided for mule deer, elk, antelope, moose, but I've guided a lot more for elk than anything else.
Okay, how many elk estimate? I know you can't probably have a number, but how many have you seen harvested?
It's into the hundreds. It's probably around 400 elk at this point, I would guess.
Okay.
Yeah, and then another 100 bison, 120 bison shot.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I've been putting in for bison here. That's what I have my 340 for.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have no faith that I'll ever draw any tags.
I don't think I will either. But but back to elk hunting. So you do guide a lot. What would you say is your clients' most popular cartridge they bring?
You know, I don't know if I could really pinpoint. I would say 7PRC is probably the most common
right now.
It gets a lot of hype, and it's a great cartridge. It's a very capable elk cartridge. Beyond that, probably 300 Win Mag and 7 mag.
Okay.
Followed by a 30-06, oddly enough.
That's awesome. And we've done a bunch of multiple videos. You say you've been seeing quite a few 6.8 Westerns, which is pretty cool.
About every week, we have a rifle course or a rifle hunt. Mm-hmm. We see at least 1 to 2 6.8 Westerns in a group of 10 to 12 guys.
That's really cool. It's up and coming.
Usually it's the guy that loves hand loading.
Yes.
But
that's awesome. I just really want to know what bullet has surprised you the most at how effective it is. And let's be honest, guys, you put the bullet in the right place,
it's gonna kill it.
And with most cartridges are just fine as elk cartridges, but we're getting in a little nitty gritty. What bullet has surprised you the most positively?
Honestly, the Hammer Hunter bullets.
Okay.
Those solid copper bullets. They've just, I had never seen it. The first time I watched them in action, we had a bull elk at 540 yards, I think. The guy, I knew he was a great shot. And we'd seen him ring steel and stuff like that out to 1,000 yards and in difficult hunting positions, but we had him prone and we let him take the shot, and he shot and hit this bull kind of frontal on this elk. No, it was actually through the it was hard quartering away. The blood was coming out front. I remember that. And he hit, and it came out the front of the shoulder, kind of the point of the shoulder right there on the opposite side. And that bullet shocked me how well it worked. I mean, it was like a pump house.
Wow.
I mean, the blood trail was intense. You could obviously see the blood coming out from 550 yards away. And that bull, he hit him once. The bull was on his feet maybe 20, 25 seconds. And then there was enough blood loss that the bull just kind of toppled over. I remember I had to cut that bull up on the side of a cliff. That was
fun. A
little scary, actually. But that Hammer Hunter has, and that was out of a 6.8 Western, actually. It was a 170 grain Hammer Hunter.
Okay.
And that one has surprised me over. Every time I've seen that one shoot an elk, it just performs beautifully. Beyond that, Terminal Ascents have always, I'd never really seen them in action until just a few years ago. And they've become more and more common as well, and they've surprised me as well.
That's what I'm going to be using this year for my elk hunt.
Yeah.
I'm bringing 2 rifles. So I have my fair weather rifle, the 340, and then the wet, snowy rifle.
Yeah, the one you're not afraid
for
to
the 300.
Rusty.
And I'm shooting the 200 grain Terminal Ascent out of the 300.
Man, those are hard to come by.
Yes.
Are you custom making them?
No. So what has happened is I have a friend that got some they're basically pulled bullets from 300 Win Mag factory ammo. So I just load them up in my 300 Weatherby.
That makes sense. There's nothing wrong with that.
The Hammer bullets are surprisingly good. Yeah. And then the Terminal Ascent are just reliable. All right, here's the next question. What bullet has surprised you in not a good way of you're kind of scratching your head You
know, I actually really like Burger bullets, but I will give them a shout out, as well as Hornady ELDXs. And it's not just, it's the bullet type, right? It's not necessarily those bullets. They perform wonderfully. They're very accurate. Burgers are easy to hand load extremely quickly. What I've noticed though is a lot of people like the Burgers because they usually don't penetrate all the way through, and they dump energy, right? In my experience with bigger animals like elk, mule deer and antelope, I can see how that's a benefit. Generally they do hammer those animals real hard and they will drop, but with elk and moose and stuff like that, I've never really seen that to be a huge benefit. But that being said, you know, at longer ranges, they're amazing. They perform beautifully. I would say 200, 250 yards plus, 200 to 400 yards is like a sweet spot for those bullets. But if you get like under 100 yards or less, and they're screaming really fast, those Burger bullets and the thin jacket-walled cup and core bullets, they just blow up too fast on thick-skinned game. But here's something that I will say. Out of like a 6.5 Creedmoor with a shorter barrel that's not going fast from the muzzle, those bullets are awesome for those type of guns because they're already going slow and they open up at a very slow velocity. So they perform really well out to reasonable hunting ranges.
Yeah. I mean, look, most bullets will work. You put it in the right place, but it's always just fun to hear like what bullets. For me, I want a bullet that consistently performs.
Exactly.
So it's not unpredictable.
100%. And like a lot of people are surprised to hear that I've shot as many elk with the 308 as almost anything else. And somebody asked me the other day, he's like, what do you use in the 308? And I almost exclusively used 165 grain Nosler AccuBond out of it. Because the 308 I used all growing up, shot it really well, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
There you go. There you go. All right. So speaking of cartridges you've used for elk hunting, Tate, right now, you've probably used a lot. Right now, what is your go-to?
I've used, so I had a custom 7 PRC made, and I love that rifle. But then I got a Horizon 7 backcountry and a 16-inch barrel. And I've shot almost everything with that since then. Just because, you know, the 7 backcountry is a little finicky. But the rifle I have shoots almost everything really well. I've shot half-inch groups with that gun. It's you know, some of the older ammunition I would say it doesn't shoot well, but I love anything in that 7 caliber bullet, 7 Rem Mag, 7 MMO8, 7 PRC. I love all of those, and so that little short compact package with a suppressor, I just put it in a backfire chassis, the backlight chassis, and it is a sexy gun. It shoots so well too. So I think that's probably my go-to right now. Other than that, I'd say probably a 7 PRC.
Awesome. Yeah, it seems like just 7mm is that little sweet spot. You get a little less recoil than the big 30s.
But you still have some authority.
Yes, you do.
Downrange.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
My last question for you, I guess 2 questions, okay? What is the smallest cartridge one of your clients brought, and then what is the biggest cartridge they brought?
I've never had somebody hunt elk with a 22 caliber, so no 22 Creedmoors, no 223s, nothing like that. I've seen quite a few shot with a 6mm. And that's a very effective as long as you're within a reasonable hunting range, right? 200 yards, 250 yards or less usually. And you have the right bullet, a Nosler partition, an AccuBond or anything similar to that is going to perform really well. And what was the other question?
The biggest cartridge.
The big 50 BMG.
That wasn't Hootie Hoo, was it?
No, it wasn't. We were talking about it though, because you know, people are like, oh, that's too big for elk. It's like, so you're okay shooting a deer with a 338, but a 50 BMG for an elk is too big? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, the guy that shot the elk with a 50 BMG, we never found it.
There's just not a lot of hunting bullets.
No.
For it.
I would dare say there's no hunting bullets for it.
Right.
But I mean, you think about it, a 50 caliber hole is pretty large. But he shot an elk with it, and it was just it was more of like a glancing shot. So you think that if you touched the elk, it would kill it, but elk are tough.
They are tough.
So, yeah, 50 BMG is the biggest.
Cool. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to go subscribe to Tate's channel. That is Process-Based Hunter.
Yep.
And do you also have a website?
Yeah, you can check out our hunting courses. That's pretty much all I do anymore is I teach people how to hunt in the Western United States. We have shooting courses at our elk hunting boot camp, and then we also have a hunt where you can learn how to hunt elk with a tag in your pocket.
I'm telling you, Tate knows how to shoot, okay? He definitely shot better than me today. He, first round at 1,000 yards with a 6.8 Western today, he hit a IPSC target. So that was pretty sweet.
In your defense and my defense, that gun's really easy to shoot. But.
Yes. Yep. Got it. Thanks, guys.